have a team's number. Belichick's done well against Tomlin. Andy Reid has owned the Chargers. He has owned them, and I love Andy. Winston Moss, a former great player, played for over a decade in the NFL and was the associate head coach of the Green Bay Packers a couple of weeks ago. Mike McCarthy is out. You put a tweet out, Winston, a couple of days ago. I thought it was totally inoffensive. Didn't bother me. Thought it was a stand-up guy. I think most of your tweets are always kind of positive, and you're kind of a positive guy.
Absolutely.
You were let go about an hour and a half after this. Were you surprised by the overreaction?
Most definitely. I felt as though it was taken out of context. I felt as though the biggest issue I had was not being able to fully address it either with the decision makers, either with my teammates. I didn't have a chance to even say even goodbye to the fellow coaches. And so that's the only sore spot. That's the only regret I have. I don't have a regret about the tweet.
What you said doesn't bother you.
What I said doesn't bother me, but not being able to clear the air with at least within the organization and with the players, that bothers me.
Listen, one of the things that people jump to is, hey, find somebody that's going to hold number 12 and everybody in the building. Now, you did say everybody in the building, but all of us glom on to number 12. I have, through the years, said that what makes Breeze special is there's a leadership DNA with Drew. I see it with Russell Wilson. And now, arrogance is okay a little bit, but I do question Aaron Rodgers' leadership. Don't question his talent. I don't question his passion, Winston. I don't question his devotion to the sport. But I'm going to ask a question that may be tough. Is he a great leader?
Well, first of all, I agree with everything that you said. And you can look at Drew Brees. Take, for instance, pregame, you see him getting his teammates up. You see him rah, 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 rah. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to go out and play well. You see Tom Brady. You see Tom Brady high-fiving his offensive line, going down to the defense and say, hey, defense, give him the ball back, yada, yada, yada. You see Russell Wilson is so much of a spiritual influence. He has such an energy about himself.
Yes.
And so with that being said, you take that in comparison to Rodgers, and so
it's not the same.
Green Bay fans, don't kill me on this here. I got to go back to you guys. I got to live there. That's not Aaron Rodgers' cup of tea. And so you can't fault him for it. You have to embrace every guy individually on an individual basis. And so if Aaron Rodgers chooses not to lead that way, can you really fault him? Do we want him to be more of a vocal leader? Absolutely. Absolutely.
But it's not his DNA.
But if that's not his DNA, then you need to find somebody around him that's going to be able to pick up where he is not lacking in, but whether he chooses not to be that type of leader or whether it's not in his DNA, then we all need to rise up and help him out.
You know, Winston Moss joining us. Winston, and I think this happens in a lot of different businesses, where if you work with somebody that's really talented, you can take advantage of them. Could I make the argument that Aaron is so gifted that Green Bay, the organization, they really haven't given him a ton of great defenses. They haven't paid for free agents. He just now has a running back I love. Did the organization lean on Aaron a little too much?
I would answer that I would come back with you with this. Ted Thompson has a draft plan. He has a way of going about his whole draft process. Brian Gutekunst this past year has a draft process. Now you have to question whether that draft process is putting the players on the field that is giving A-Rod and the rest of the Green Bay Packers the best chance to win.
Question the plan. Like if I was building the Packers, I would build an offensive line and a defense. Because to me, if you can keep them to 22, A-Rod's going to win 13 games a year. So I would draft a lot of defense and make sure I protect them.
And they've done that. But take a look at that. I don't have any kind of stats in front of me. I don't have laptops. I don't have these
devices.
I don't have the guys in the back on the computers grinding. And so you can say that we've drafted defensive players high for the last few years. And so for whatever reason, are they either panning out or are they getting injured? There's an injury component to it. And so you can make a case that the Packers are drafting for the defense, but
it's not working out.
I wouldn't say it's not working out. And I'm gonna take you back to when I got there in 06. When we got there in 06, there was some talent there, but the losing was not happening. And so they brought in McCarthy, and so we drafted A.J. Hawk was the first guy ever drafted by the Packers. We had Nick Barnett. We had Al Harris. I want to say we had Cullen Jenkins. Our first free agent was Charles Woodson.
And you won, by the way.
And we were a dominant defense.
Yes, briefly. Well, I'm just saying, it didn't last long enough. Winston, I'm being honest. I got to get the couple questions I want to get to here.
Oh, no. I'll let you go on that, but we'll circle back to that.
Okay.
And so as time went on, either we let the players go, we moved on from them,
or a player missed,
and we haven't replaced them. Nick Collins.
Yeah, I know.
Bless his heart.
It just didn't work out.
Pro Bowl caliber, Hall of Fame caliber.
Right.
Got hurt.
Yeah, I get it. I understand it.
I understand that, but so the guys that were drafted
didn't work out.
The guys, let me finish.
I know, I got to get to these questions.
The guys that were drafted were Ted is in the grooming philosophy.
Okay, whatever.
And so there's players in place. Think about it. When Brett Favre.
Bottom line,
no.
You got to deliver players.
Let me finish. Brett Favre was not on a decline, but Brett Favre drafted Aaron to replace Brett Favre.
Right.
And so he drafts to groom. And so what happens is now all of a sudden you get injuries, you get guys and all of a sudden those guys that were supposed to be in groom to blossom into Aaron Rodgers. And remember,
Aaron Khalil Mack.
Aaron Rodgers had 3 years sitting on the bench, 1 year of internship in 08 in which he. You could say
go spend money on Khalil Mack. It's all chatter. Spend for players. Green Bay doesn't spend on players.
Now you're talking about one guy now.
Well, no, I don't. By the way, you don't think Amari Cooper one guy, Matt? It's a players' league. Go get players. Aaron hasn't been given good enough players. Go spend money on players.
Now,
I don't want to hear about draft picks. You got guys, go get them.
Separate from the fact of our previous discussion.
Here's what my audience cares about. Here's what my audience cares about.
Our previous discussion. Should you have gotten Khalil Mack?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It's a players' league. Go get him.
Go get him.
Okay. You got Aaron Rodgers at 34. He's got 4 years left. Go get players. You got to get players for him.
So
yes.
We're not in agreement, but I'll say go get Khalil Mack.
Okay, couple quick questions. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, bottom line. Did he get McCarthy fired?
Mark Murphy fired.
He got Mike Murphy fired?
No, Mark Murphy fired.
So Aaron didn't fire him?
So Aaron had nothing to do with it.
Okay, will Aaron have say in the next coach?
Like I said yesterday, he should give his input. He should give, hey, why don't you guys take a look at yada, 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 yada. But it should still go to the decision maker.
Okay.
It should still default to the decision makers.
Josh McDaniels, strong opinion Patriot guy. Would he fit with Aaron Rodgers?
No. No.
Why not?
Why should he? What you tell me? You give
because Aaron needs a little push.
You give me Josh McDaniels' resume and tell me why he's a good fit for Aaron
He's the
Rodgers.
best available coordinator on the market. He's the Sean McVays, the Matt Nagy's, the best available guy. Offensively, I'm not saying if you want to hire a defensive guy, go. He's the best available offensive coach on the market. Rings, titles, history, resume.
No, he has Belichick and Tom Brady.
Okay, so you don't think he's that good?
I didn't say that. He has Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
All right. That's a good answer. I'm not knocking your answer. I may not have liked your defensive answer. I like that answer. Okay, I got to go. We got stuff to do here. We got Chris Carter. This is Winston Moss. You put your name on stuff today, and I love that. And I like arguing.
I do, too.
All right, Joy of the News.
No.